All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome into our last year installment of the Tolkien Collector's Guide. We're going to wrap up season 2 of our list of videos on our YouTube channel. We're going to do some really fun things today. Today's a really special day because we're in the giving mood. If it's the holiday season, we're in the giving mood. We're going to give out some awards, and we have some gifts that we've given each other. We've got some Mathams to open, and we want to do some reviews of what we've done on the site, what has happened on the site this year, and we look at the publications that HarperCollins has come out with this year. So I think we've got a lot to discuss, boys. Let's start with what's been going on the site this year.
Well, I think the main thing is obviously is letters. Really, we've had a huge amount of efforts gone into that, and particularly with Phil on the trail has helped hugely.
Yeah, on the trail's we couldn't have done it without on the trail. The guide wouldn't look like it does without him.
The guides so far, I've actually seen lots of people say that they actually find it really useful. So I'm really glad that we've done it. I think over time, as we add more to it, because it's a work in progress, and we've only really just started on it. I know to us it looks like we've done a lot, but we haven't really only just started.
There's lots and lots of letters that we don't have in it. Yeah, I think it's always going to be a work in progress, really.
Yeah. And we're
Santa's calling us.
Exactly.
And I just think it's a really good resource. Now, just to if you want to know about a letter, it's probably a really good place to start to look for it. If you use it with other things, yeah.
If you are perhaps stumbling upon this is the first TCG video you've watched. If you're stumbling upon our YouTube channel, that's awesome. We have lots of resources and other videos that we created for the guide to letters, and we encourage y'all to go and watch those videos. We did a live stream, which is up, and that's got lots and lots of details and interviews in there. So if you want to know about the guide, way more than we can tell you today, I would encourage y'all to go back and watch those videos.
Yeah, and the other thing that's really come out is, of course, the revised edition of Tolkien's letters. I think that is probably the main new item that came out. It's amazing, really, that we still get new Tolkien material coming out in 2023. We're getting stuff that hasn't been published before from Tolkien.
It's kind of mind-boggling, actually, when you think about it.
Really.
Yeah.
So there was 154 new letters and 46 revised letters in there, and it really is a great resource to find out more about Tolkien.
And
his
a lot of the new
are so good about his life.
And a lot of the new letters are about Tolkien, Tolkien the person, Tolkien the man. There is some new Middle Earth material, there is some new Legendarium material, but a lot of them are about Tolkien the person. So if that's something that's interesting to you, the new volume has a lot of details about that in there.
Yeah, it's a great book to either go through chronologically and just read a letter a day, or to just binge through it as quickly as you can. But hopping around and finding different themes and looking for letters about father to son that Tolkien was writing to Christopher while he was away at war, and there's different themes that you can find. And I think our guide kind of has a good system to help you find out, like, show me the letters that are on a particular topic or theme or category, and figuring out ways to jump around and just sample the book, when you're interested in particular topics as well. So it's not a one-day read. It's a 700 pages of material. It's incredibly well indexed by Hammond and Skull for being able to jump through and find particular references in there as well. But
and our guide on TCG has while it has letters that are not in Carpenter's volume or the volume 2. Now, while you can't we can't let you read those letters because for copyright purposes, but we do have summaries, and we do have other resources around those letters.
Yeah, and we're adding more every week. There's significant documented letters in secondary sources like the chronology and the Tolkien and the Great War from John Garth and other places that we're going through and adding to it. But new letters are showing up on the marketplace. I don't want to say weekly, but maybe monthly.
A couple of months. I think about two or three a month tend to be turning up, which is great, really.
I think people are realizing that people with letters laying around are realizing that they can cash in if they put one up for auction.
Well, they are. Yes. Yeah. And some of these letters are absolutely fantastic. I recently went to look at one that was found at the University College in London, and they just happened to be looking in their research folder because they have the Folklore Society. Their archives are there, and they found this letter from Tolkien, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's really, really interesting letter. And you just think, well, it's great. There must be a lot more of these. So I don't think they're going to stop turning up. There will be institutions who have them. There'll be people who got the letters and just put them away somewhere, and then their family find them.
Yeah,
I think they're going to turn up for a long time.
Urulókë, do you want to talk a little bit about the letter that popped up on eBay, and we kind of went through a little bit of an odyssey to try to figure out who the letter was from?
That was a fun one. Yeah, we had so someone posted a letter on eBay, and through reading the letter, Tolkien said that he didn't have a particular reason for using the person who wrote him's maiden name, but she had written and said, hey, why did you pick my maiden name in your book? And so it was very vague because for one thing, she wrote with her married name, so we couldn't see what her maiden name was. And so
it took us actually a second to find where the name was. We had to look. It's buried, kind of buried in the appendices. It took a second to figure out where it was, even in the book.
Yeah. So yeah, with a team effort of looking at who wrote this letter, we knew her married name, first and last, and we had the return address on the envelope or the to address where Tolkien had written the letter to. And so looking at ancestry records and looking at property records, etc., figuring out who this woman was and what her maiden name was, and then finding that maiden name in The Lord of the Rings was just a fun little adventure just from, a single eBay listing. And it took, I want to say, an hour or two of the team poking through records and doing research. And it was Phil's wife, actually, who found her maiden name for us in doing some heritage record searches. And from there, it was fun, and I think we know who that letter ended up with, which we won't share. It's for them to do if they want to. But
it ended up with a friend. We'll just say that.
Exactly. But it's fun to find these little bits of research and figure out what Tolkien was writing about in these letters and connect them to the legendarium in some small way, since we're obviously well past the point any of us can write letters, but so many people wrote in with so many questions. We're always learning more about the legendarium from these little letters that pop up. I don't think we learned anything new from this particular one, other than Tolkien had no reason for choosing that particular name when he came up. It was one of the stewards of Gondor, I think, just a laundry list of names in one of the appendices.
Yeah, and it was one of those. It was one of, I believe, if I remember correctly, it was one of the stewards from during the time of the king. So it was one of the older stewards.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the letters was not the only publication in 2023. We also saw The Hobbit, illustrated by the author, came out in September. So that was a fun addition to the illustrated line of books that HarperCollins.
Fantastic volume, best of the three so far of the author illustrated editions. The Hobbit volume that came out this year is, I believe, it's the best of the three, both in content and in quality.
they
Well,
did a good
the
job on
fact it
just.
was last, isn't it? I think you can. Obviously, there were problems with the previous year, particularly the deluxes, and those issues were mainly resolved by actually switching to a completely different company
I
to
think
produce the book, and that worked. I haven't really seen that many issues with.
I think probably because there were so many issues with the first two volumes, that probably is the reason why there's so few with this one. I would guess.
They're learning. They're
learning. Yeah,
they're taking feedback. It sometimes takes, the turnaround time to realizing something needs fixing and then getting it fixed is measured in months and years in the publishing industry. So, this is a good volume. The deluxe comes with a fantastic little booklet as well, with some fun additional materials in it.
Yeah, the booklet's the wrong color in my opinion, but it's still a fantastic fantastic
contents
booklet.
Are awesome. It stands out.
Yeah.
The green coloring of the booklet versus the leather spine and slipcase is glaringly different shade of green. It certainly pops out, but the content wise, it is fantastic. Yeah,
earlier that was very good. Yes.
Yeah. We also, what else did we have this year? We had the History of the Hobbit, Battle of Malden.
The History of the Hobbit was very good. I love the cover that Ted Naismith illustrated.
Yeah, his new panoramic wraparound art for the
dust
jacket.
Yes. The trade history of the Hobbit, the dust jacket, is quite striking. The illustration they chose is quite striking.
Well, that one, I having spoken to HarperCollins about it, they were looking at Ted's website. So it's always a good idea if you're an artist to have your illustration on the website.
It is a good idea.
Yeah, and they said, well, this is a great illustration. We haven't used this one. And that's how they decided to pick that one, was because it was one that they hadn't used before, and it was the Shire.
Yeah, it's an overview of the Shire. If you're visualizing the dust jacket, it's a wraparound. It's the piece is the whole dust jacket. It wraps around the whole book, and it's a view of the Shire from Bag End. I believe it's looking out from Bag End over the Shire.
No, it's looking. Isn't it looking towards Bag End from the Shire?
Oh. Maybe it is. I don't have it in front
of me.
I
think the other ones are looking a lot of the other ones. Yeah. Anyway, it's a fantastic illustration of the Shire, and I think it really does work very well with something like the History of the Hobbit.
Yeah,
it's a great illustration for it.
Yeah, and looking at the list, there was a significant number of secondary books that were published. We're not going to have time to go through that entire list, but there were books by Holly Ordway, by the Prancing Pony podcast. I'm forgetting huge number of them off the top of my head, but it was a very good year. Tom Hillman.
Yeah, Tom Hillman's book is coming out right about this week or next week.
That's right. That's right.
And there's also some books that have just come out, which I can actually show you.
Yeah, we've got. You want to bring those up? We have a new box set that hit. It's officially publishing on December 7th.
December 7th, yeah.
So a week or two ago when this video actually gets published, but it's a slipcased collection kicking off the entire history of Middle Earth in a new.
How's the Trotter? How's the slipcase? How's it feel?
I think it's quite substantial. It suffers from the normal issues with slipcases, and sometimes it's hard to get the books in and out. So some of them are too loose, and this one's just marginally too. It should have been a little bit bigger, but I think that's very difficult to do that. But I think the illustrations on it, they come out really nicely on the side.
This box set's interesting too because it's got the reversible dust jackets, which
I'll show next.
Yeah.
So this one, for instance, is the book of Lost Tales Part 2, but inside, and this is a John Howe cover, but inside you can see is the original UK cover. And you can easily swap it
This is HarperCollins' ploy to get you to buy 2 box sets.
Yeah, so you have both, and even the text on the side is different. So the blurb is different on this one than it is on the other one.
Yeah, the blurb on the reversed side is the original.
Oh, yes. Is it? I didn't catch that. That's interesting. I like that. I like that they did that. They put the original blurb on there.
And one of the things that they have in here is at one point an Unfinished Tales was produced in purple that actually matched the history of Middle-earth, and it was very difficult for people to find. So it's this particular edition was extremely hard to find because it didn't come out for very long, and it looks really nice with the other jackets. And that one has been sort of reproduced in Unfinished Tales, which is here. It's actually purple inside, so you've got the purple dust jacket.
Is it a different shade of purple, or is it the same shade of purple?
It's just similar. I'll put the two together so you can actually see both of them.
It does. So I did notice that
it's a slightly different color.
Yeah, and there's no Tolkien monogram on the spine.
No, there's not. And the cover actually, the original one didn't say edited by Christopher Tolkien, and the new one does. So the new one is slightly. Let's see, it's edited by Christopher Tolkien. That wasn't. So it's more of a bluer color, the original one, than this. But I still think it's a really. This is an iconic cover now because it was so hard to get hold of, but people will get them again. And it is really nice. The Unfinished Tale. So the Silmarillion is in red, not blue, which I was a bit surprised it wasn't in blue. I don't know why they didn't do Silmarillion blue.
Yeah, you would think they would have chosen. You would have think they would have chosen navy, but
there must be some reason why. I think it's probably because the Unfinished Tales is too close a colour, so it's to try and differentiate between them. But I'm very impressed with these. They're inside they're quite nice. The printing's quite nice. The paper I'm perfectly happy with. So it's quite easy to read.
Yep.
The paper's not too thin. You can't see through to the side.
One of the reasons they started with Silmarillion and Unfinished Tales in a History of Middle-earth box set was the pagination. All the references that Christopher Tolkien has in the History of Middle-earth volumes were to first edition Silmarillion and Unfinished Tales text. And so now in this slipcase box set edition, when you're reading through the History of Middle-earth, you can actually find the exact reference on the page when Christopher mentions it by looking at these if you don't have a first edition of Silmarillion or Unfinished Tales. So they are intentionally going back to the first edition of the text being reproduced here so that they tie in with the History of Middle-earth as written.
And that works well because obviously you do have references in the History of Middle-earth to both these books and to page numbers. And now these are the books that they're talking about. These are that you can find them in these page numbers match up exactly.
I would say though, if you're watching this video and you don't have a first edition of the Silmarillion or Unfinished Tales, they're super easy to find. Come on to the guide. We'll find you a copy. They're super easy to find.
Yeah.
They are out there, but having a box set here, I think, is as far as repackaging, which we know publishers do with material that's still in demand. Refreshing covers and things. I think they made a really good choice with this particular box set. The John Howe art is incredibly striking.
It's wonderful.
The Howe art's really good.
If you look at what Trotter has up on the screen here with the Unfinished Tales and the Silmarillion, these volumes, the style of the History of Middle-earth hardcovers when they came out was very simplistic. It was logo, title, block color, not a lot of variety in it. So now that we have these Howe illustrations on the hardcovers, they look fantastic on the shelf.
Yeah,
the artwork is
Unfinished Tales cover. I just think that's absolutely fantastic. It's really striking. It's a really striking cover.
It's been out in paperback for years, but it's never come out in hardback with these particular dust jackets. So it's pretty cool that HarperCollins decided to finally do this.
Yeah. So for the box sets, there's 4 box sets in total. They're all coming out roughly every quarter of next year. Hopefully, roughly the same time for the US ones for the next lot, and the UK ones.
The US
they're different at the moment, but they should be
the US box set number 1's due out in February, and then I believe
in April is 2, isn't it? It's the second.
Yeah, I believe both box sets for both version 2 of the box sets, I think they're due out in like late March or in early April, I believe, at this point.
Yeah, well, I was told that they're all printed at the same place, so they should be out at the same time. So there's one printing, and it's the same with the US ones. So
just got to put it on a boat and get it over here.
Yeah, which is obviously what takes the time. To do.
And where are these? These are printed in the UK.
Yeah, the ones are printed in the UK, but so I'm assuming that the US ones might be printed in the UK because I was told that they're printed at the same place. But we'll find out once someone gets a US copy in February or earlier. We'll find
early
out.
next year. Those aren't due until February, but
February 6th, I believe.
Yep.
So I definitely recommend those to people to have. I just think they're. I'm really pleased that they've got such great artwork on hardbacks.
Yeah. Other things coming out very soon. We're going to spend more time about this talking in a video coming up very soon. But I just wanted to mention Father Christmas Letters has a new edition out in 2023. We aren't going to spend a lot of time on it here. As I said, we'll have another video on that coming out soon. But definitely check it out. It has new material from previous editions. So even the centenary, they've made some small improvements and continually improving the book. The 2023 edition, if you have last year's or the 2020, it's not significant enough to be like the revised letters from Tolkien that came out is massively different. But if you don't have an edition, look for the 2023. There's trade hardcover paperbacks and a deluxe slipcased edition that are all well worth acquiring if you don't have that one already.
There's also there's a Tolkien exhibition in Italy going on right now, and there's a catalog. There's a book that accompanies the exhibition, and we have links for that on the site as well.
Yeah,
some people have got those as well, so they've actually been shipped now. So hopefully, by the time this is out, people might be getting.
I haven't ordered one yet. It's on my list of things to do. I'll have to go and order one.
Yeah, I haven't seen mine yet, so fingers crossed. Shipping has been poor for me this year. I'm hoping next year is better for package deliveries. But
you should never get a banged up package again, Jeremy. How many you've gotten this year?
I will, but story for another time. So other stuff this year, something new that we're doing at the Tolkien Collector's Guide that we've had some really great articles written this year by some of our members. We wanted to highlight those and really thank people for working on the site and contributing content. And we decided at this point, so from now moving forward, that we wanted to have some sort of small award, the TCG award for writing articles on our site. And as an inaugural award, the three of us took a look at content and really wanted to call out Andy Bird specifically for the work he did this year. He's written some fantastic articles on non-book collectibles in particular to really expand what people are talking about on the site beyond what's just being published or what people are collecting. He had articles on stamps and computer games and first day covers, board games, weird oddities like taxidermy hobbits that's fantastic to look at.
That's his latest thing that he put up.
So we want to congratulate Andy Bird, and I'll be reaching out to you separately to get you your award for this year. And we will be doing this annually moving forward. So next year, Late in the year, probably around October, we'll put out a call for nominations for our membership to give nods to each other on what they want to do. We'll collate those, and the three of us will then be selecting next year's winner to continue this new tradition that we wanted to launch. But it's been a fantastic year. We've had great articles from dozens of our contributors. We're thankful for all of them. I'll do some small write-up at the end of the year to thank everyone. But in particular, we thought Andy was well deserving of recognition this year for doing such a fantastic job of calling out these interesting collectibles and really getting some great conversations started on the site.
And yeah, I'd have to say thank you to everyone who is contributing towards the site, because I think realistically, if no one contributes towards it, it's not a particularly interesting site, and where people are, and it's great. And there's some really fascinating things that you see in there that I would never have thought of. I just really like to see these sort of articles and just comments in the forums of people when they find things that are interesting. It just carry on. Carry doing that.
I've said this before in other videos, but the site is the membership. We are nothing without the members. So everybody who's contributed this year and in years past, building up the site, building up the reputation out there in other social media spaces. Thank you very much. I've learned so much this year from y'all, and just like every other year. Seems like I learn something pretty much daily by going onto the forums and seeing what people are talking about, what people post. So thank you all very, very much.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. It's been, as Mr. Underhill said, it is the community more than anything else, which is what the value is in our in the site. People's contributions, feedback, writing articles is and it's an incredible part of this community, even outside our own website, but just the friendships that are built between all of the content creators and collectors and dealers and auctioneers and archivists at library. This is a great community, and we're really happy to be a part of it. We're really happy that you guys support us and contribute and converse with us and keep this love of Tolkien and collecting going for us and for you. Speaking of that, we don't have a lot to say about next year. We're really looking forward to it. There's going to be some interesting publications. We know of a very few of them, like the box sets that are coming out, but I'm sure there's going to be other great news coming from HarperCollins throughout next year. For us, we have some plans. We're looking to enhance the guide itself, not just letters, which was constantly being improved and new features added, but adding other categories. We're looking at books and other publications are going to get a lot of work done on them. Our own calendar of events is looking to get a refresh and some additional functionality. And we're looking for feedback as well. Like if people have ideas of how to make the guide more useful, how to make the site more useful, even how to make the forum functionality easier to post on, whatever you've got, we're always looking for help in there. We'd like to do some more community events. It's been a challenging year timing wise. So our own generation of videos has been off and on as we found time to be able to do that. We like to have some more social gatherings like we did in years past with just Zoom chats that are not recorded, and we can all just get together as friends and chat. We'll be bringing some of that back, and who knows what else. I'm really looking forward to the year. We're going to have some opportunities to do a lot of fun stuff, I think. With that in mind, we have our own little tradition between the three of us that exactly. If you guys can scrounge around,
my favorite part.
It takes a little organizing, but I think we did better this year than last year. We like to give each other little mathams to just kind of close out the year.
I think we were more prepared this year than we were last year.
Well, we sent them a bit late last year, so they didn't all turn up at the right time.
Yeah,
so, We've learned from that.
We cut it close last year, but I think this year we got everything delivered, but not open. We haven't really looked at things yet, but I don't know where to start with this. Why don't we go with Trotter? Why don't you and I open what we got from Mr. Underhill? How's that sound?
Yeah, okay.
Ooh, yeah, let's start with that. Yeah, that's fun.
All right, so I'm gonna make sure this is the right one. It says it came from Texas. Does this look
Yep, that's
familiar?
me. That's
Awesome.
me.
All right,
This one also says it came from you actually, so I think this is the right one.
So I will say that your madams were generated with AI. So that's your hint.
Oh my goodness.
That was
All right, let's see. All right, I'm looking at the back, so I can hold it up. I haven't seen the front yet, but here we go. Andrew's still working on his, but awesome.
I'm going to get some scissors.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna hold it up for the camera first, and then I'm gonna turn around and look at it so that I can see this. But awesome.
Yeah. So
tell me about it. This is cool.
So what I did was I asked Urulókë and Trotter what their favorite heraldic device was from the Silmarillion, like who they or currently. And so what I did was I went into an AI program called Canva, and I incorporated the heraldic device, and I asked Canva to create a kind of a Silmarillion or fairy-like scene based around that heraldic device. And then I put a couple of quotes from Tolkien on there. And then I fastened it to a wood block, and it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of a cool little art project that I made for y'all. So y'all can do whatever you want with it. Y'all can display it, y'all can throw it away.
You'll see it up here somewhere. Yeah. No. That's awesome. I really like
it. That's great. So this was all done by AI.
Yeah, so the background image is generated by Canva by AI, but the rest of the stuff was done by me. But yeah, I went into Canva and I asked them to create an image around that particular heraldic device. So for Trotter, it's Melian, and for Urulókë, it's Finwë, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Melian's always my favourite one because she's the one that everyone ignores. So whatever she says, no one takes any notice of what she says. It's great.
So yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought y'all could put that on.
Nice. Thank you.
Y'all could put that on your shelf somewhere.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
I like that.
So, Mr. Underhill, do you have Trotters handy?
I do. I have it right off camera.
Well, I've got one as well because I actually got one for me.
You got one for yourself?
You got one for yourself?
Yeah, that's right. This is a Colin one. So, so there were two parts sent. So he was very kind to help Mr. Underhill and I get the £2 coin.
Well, I thought you could do with £2 each.
And I have that.
Just
I have that on my wall right now.
It's going straight into the acquisition budget. I can buy a nice paperback.
So yeah, sorry, Trotter, I already spent that £2 coin.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, okay. So anyway, the £2 coin is the Tolkien monogram.
Yes, that was. But yeah, then there's a little box I have not yet opened.
Yeah, look inside the box.
These.
Very cool.
This is awesome.
These are right
TCG
up in the
cufflinks.
Yeah,
turn
TCG
around.
Cufflinks.
All right.
They're laser cuts in wood.
Very nice.
Now I have to have an occasion to wear a suit now.
Well, I don't think you're going to wear them that often, but these are unique, and I don't think anybody else will be making this.
No, these are exclusive. One of three.
They're exclusive. One of three.
So these are one of three. All right.
Yeah, but no, the seller for these was doing the JRRT ones, and I don't really like that because I looked at it and I thought, we hasn't had the copyright. We shouldn't be doing those, but we do own the copyright for these because we designed them. So these are all perfectly legal, and there's
nobody can cease and desist us on these. Yeah,
no one can cease and desist us.
We'll wear them all when we're next at an Oxenmoot or some other event together. And
we've got the right shirts with the to wear.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Get a little button-down shirt with the logo on it and everything. That'd be cool. Awesome. All right, so this year I did not have time to design something custom, so I went into my vault for the two of you. If you want,
all right, I got
your packages.
I got.
They are different, so we'll do them one at a time. Whichever one of you's ready, we'll do.
All right, go for it, Trotter. You're ready. Oh no, I'm ready. Here we go.
I'm trying to open this one.
Look at this. This is fantastic. Awesome.
So that's from the artist Norloth, who I know. It's a pin You can put it on your backpack or a shirt or something like that. But it's a scholarly dragon. I thought would fit very well with the
That's
library
awesome.
behind him.
That's awesome. Yeah, this will definitely go on the shelf next to next. This is going to go on the Hobbit shelf with all the hobbits. That's where that's going to go.
Nice.
These, I actually asked about these, and these are really good.
You did. You
Awesome.
expressed interest, and I was like, you know what? I have a spare set.
Yeah, these are fantastic.
Oh yeah,
and I really like these. Yeah.
These are stickers from the Bakshi movie that were sold to members of what they called the Fellowship. It was the fan club you could join if you were interested in the Bakshi movie in the late 70s.
They're absolutely great. They really are.
And I think that's a full set. I think that's all the stickers they made. So there's multiple sheets. You showed the first one, but there should be 2 or 3 sheets in there.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you take a peek in there, there's more sheets.
Oh yeah, there are. So there's Gollum on the back.
Yeah.
It's a complete set.
Treebeard is fantastic, isn't it?
Oh, I love Treebeard. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a walrus, I think.
The ring wraith is really cool too.
That was my favorite part of the Bakshi movie. I think with the whole rotoscoping animation style and everything, I liked how the ring wraiths came out. They looked creepy.
Awesome. These are marvelous. I like these.
Yeah, that's great. Man, y'all,
fantastic.
We cleaned up this year. We got some good gifts. I think we're getting better at this. This is better than our last round, I think.
It is. Oh, it is. But of course, we've got to do better next year. So we're making it hard on ourselves.
Yeah, I can't get too good because then I have
trouble. You don't want to get too good on it.
We're getting better at planning and thinking in February rather than in October. Like, oh, what are we gonna do? Awesome. Well, Merry Christmas, guys. We had a fantastic 2023 together as a site, as a community, as a team. We've had some great additions. Phil's come on as a scribe with the Letters Project, and it's been fantastic working with him. Andy was an awesome contributor. He had no idea that this was coming or that there was any sort of plan for this.
No, he didn't have any ulterior motives or anything like that.
No, exactly. It was just he jumped right in, and we wanted to recognize that and continue to recognize moving forward that people are the heart of the Tolkien Collector's Guide. The contributions come from a wide range of people. And we're looking forward to a fantastic 2024. I think there's going to be some fun book publications. There'll be some other content coming out. I'm sure we'll be touching upon TV shows and video games and Legos and God knows what else is out there. There's people who love those. There's people who hate them, and we'll make little corners
of the film next year as well, isn't there? There's the Helm Hammer.
That's right.
Film.
The Helm Hammer.
So there'll be stuff on that as well. There'll be
there's Rings of Power season 2.
Yeah.
I was trying not to mention that one at the
time. Someone will want to talk about that. I will be madly coding on developing more guide-like features so that we can continue to enhance the website. I don't know if I'll be watching season 2 even, but someone will enjoy it, and
someone will enjoy it.
Oh, definitely be going to see the film, though. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, the film I'm definitely looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to that film.
Cool. Well, thank you guys both, and thank you everybody for watching this year. This is going to close out season 2 of our Tolkien Collector's Guide YouTube channel. We will launch season 3 coming early next year. We'll have some good plans of what we want to talk about. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying our Hoarded Scrolls, the short videos where we just dive deep into some collecting content.
We'll do quite a lot more of those.
Yeah, we'll make some more of those. We'll get back on those.
I like making those. They're good. Yeah.
They're a good short form, I think, to really highlight some of the deeper aspects of collecting Tolkien and book publishing and stuff like that. So
one thing I forgot.
Yes.
We would quite like to next year do some videos for new collectors, and as none of us really are new collectors anymore because we've been around for quite a while. It'd be very nice if people who are new collectors could actually give us some questions and things about what they will be interested to know about as a new collector.
Yeah,
so I think we'll actually put a thread up probably in January for people to put some questions in as to what they'd like to know about us as a new collector or getting into Tolkien collecting.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that. Thank you, everybody. It's been a great year. Looking
Merry
forward
Christmas.
to seeing you again next year.
Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas. Happy holidays. Bye.
Bye.